Well, my friends, I told you that I... What? No. How did you get yourself trapped in there, Helly? I think Travaldo is getting a stroke, my friends. Travaldo, are you feeling okay, my friend? Okay, I think it's time for you to return back into the planet. Uh, what? Okay, this is new. Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, today we start the episode pretty much where we finished last time, watching Nicola do his thing. He's producing a bunch of databanks for us. I believe we need a ridiculous amount of that stuff. Let's take a look. I can't exactly remember. Yeah, we need a bunch, I would say. 151, but of course we're going to make more than that. I would say that I'm going to leave Nicola in space for a little while, until he exhausts all the plastic that we brought with us, so that that way we'll have plenty of databanks just to do a bunch of research all in one. So yeah, pretty cool. Now, today, my friends, I believe it is time for us to start working on the fun stuff. And what do I mean by that? Well, it is time for us to get our rocket port started, because, well, I mean, there is plenty of work to do, there is plenty of mining to do, and we need to just, you know, get started. So, without further ado, let's build a ginormous ladder into space so that we determine where the edge is, which we already know, and then we are going to unite that big ladder over there with this one over here so that the dupes can go from one side to the other, uncovering all of this fog of war that we have over here, so that we actually know what we are truly working with, because, well, over here we are going to have some permanent stuff. I believe it is like 40 tiles that we... 36 tiles if I'm not mistaken, but we are going to go with 40. For the bigger rockets, like the hydrogen rocket and the petroleum rockets, right? So, oh yeah, we have, Jesus, so much space yet. 40... oh, maybe not, 41 tiles, really? Huh, so pretty much we are going to have our rocket port somewhere around these lines over here. I thought I had more space, because my idea was to quote-unquote steal a little bit of space from here, because we are running low on buildable space, so I was thinking maybe I can just slam my rockets right against the hedge and get some space that way, but I don't think that is going to work out so well for us. Apparently, we don't. Yeah, interesting. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. I mean, we have dealt with worse. Now we are going to need a billion, zillion, quadrillion steel. Like, yeah, make me as much steel as you can. Because we are going to need it. Reason for that is, it's quite simple, my friends. Rocket platforms can only be made out of two things, steel and tungsten. You can build them out of other materials, but just build one out of copper and land a petroleum rocket on top of it and see what happens. Yeah, it's going to melt. Yeah, yeah, we learned that the hard way. So, steel and tungsten are the only things that we know are reliable when it comes to handling the temperatures that the rocket's exhaust can create. So yeah, given that we don't have tungsten available to us, steel will have to do just fine. It is a shame that we have to use so much, but you know, that's life. Okay, this is interesting. This one is new. We have liquid chlorine over here. I mean, it's not flooding the steam turbine, but still, like... In the previous episode, we were having quite some trouble keeping the area clean, because the game just keeps... Like, I don't know where the hell this water is coming from. Like I said already countless times, all the ice has been removed from this area. There is no ice over here to be melted. Where the hell is this water coming from? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. But because the game was probably running out of water, it just threw some chlorine our way. That's fine. That's fine, game. You're really doing your best to create a mess everywhere. Alright, my friends, so a starport is not only in space, there is plenty of logistics that needs to be taken care of within the planet. The first logistic is this liquid chlorine reminds me of one thing. In here is extremely cold, and I don't want this temperature to bleed into my base, freezing everything, like already is happening, as you can see. So yeah, we need a thermal shield. That's why I'm building this insulated tile from one edge to the from one edge of the map to the other. We have a Bisalite over here, we don't need it, but yeah, this is pretty much the reason to contain this very cold temperature over here and stop it from bleeding over here. We already have this done from previous episode. We need a transit tube access, obviously, and why haven't you been deconstructed? Please be deconstructed. And a fire pole as well, obviously. Now, another thing that we are going to need is power and a bunch of, well, a bunch of power. I can tell you, if I build 3000 power transformers, that is not going to be enough, but we'll have to make do with the amount of transformers that we can get from the copper that we have. I'm already producing more copper, so yeah, whatever. Right now I can only make 3, but eventually I'm just going to make, I don't know, maybe these many power transformers. Thinking about the future and now, maybe more. Maybe if you know what, these many power transformers. I think these should be enough, but still, you never know. Okay, eventually your spaceport is going to start like requiring a bunch of power. You're going to have a cooling loop. You're going to have you're just going to have a bunch of stuff consuming power, and so having a billion power transformers ready to go is always a good idea. Alright, so after some observations, I have determined that this is the place that we are going to start building our stuff. 40 tiles away from the edge of the map, plenty of space for those rockets. I believe they are either 35 or 36 tiles high, which means we are going to have a little bit of a menu... what? I'm a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. I have a billion zillion wheat grains over here that are not being used because they are not being refrigerated, that is, because I forgot to put the cooking ingredient. Oh, for how long have we been wasting sleet wheat? Ah, what a crime against dupe kind. I can't believe it. Oh boy, whatever. Forget, my friends, that is the kind of things that tends to happen from time to time. In any case, as I was going to say... What? Huh? I can't remember. Oh well, I'll make up something. So, I have determined that this is where we are going to start building our starport. We are going to build our starport from over here into this direction. Over here, we are going to have several things. We are going to leave this space empty, because over here we are going to have the connections for the stuff that connects to the rocket ports, for both liquid, oxygen. We need plenty of space, especially for oxygen late game. We want to have like 2 or 3 of them constantly inputting oxygen into our rockets because it takes a long time to refill the tanks, so we want to leave a little bit of room. Right? So imagine a line of ports over here, almost all the way over to the edge of the map. Right? We are going to have a tube access because this is going to be the only way in or out of the starport. Our tubes are not going to have a lot of maneuvering around here, so having tube access is probably a great idea. Whoa, lag spike, lag spike, lag spike. Are we done, game? Are you cool? The game is cool. Okay, so underneath the ginormous thingy of ports, we are going to have probably around here... either here or here. We'll have to... well, somewhere. We are going to have along this line our steam chamber, the steam chamber that pretty much absorbs the heat from the rockets so that we can recycle it into power and prevent it from bleeding into our base. And the rest of this ginormous space over here is going to be for our H2O2 chamber. We need to think about that. That's a big construction, so we need a lot of space, and I'm not going to... In fact, so that future me remembers, let's just, like, future me, okay? Don't... I need to explore this space, but don't build over here, okay? This is... this space is reserved. It's better if I reserve it, otherwise I'm going to forget it. Alright, my friends, so one thing that I just remembered, and I'm glad I remembered that in time, is that in space, if we have to build these things out of steel, when it comes to minerals, pretty much everything that must be built out of obsidian, otherwise it will melt eventually. So let's just replace these things with obsidian right away, and let's start building ourselves our tile area over here for the ports. Let's just not build it completely over that ladder just yet. I kind of want to move the access from this area into this area, given that we need to interrupt this ladder anyway, so... and I kind of want to plug this hole. But yeah, my friends, the rocket port is going to start to take shape. Soon we will be able to have our very first petroleum rocket. I mean, let's take a look at our scientist dupe over here. Do you have enough? Yep, we already have enough databanks to completely research the petroleum rockets, but given that we have just a little bit extra plastic, let's wait for this thing to be completely empty and then we'll return back into the planet. Alright, so we got 201 databanks from this journey into space, which means we can come into the planet, go all the way up here. I was just monitoring a few things over there, and request a rocket to land over here. I'm pretty sure that Nicola will be able to land the rocket no problem. Here we go. Probably it would be a good idea to refill that rocket with some more carbon dioxide, but now we can resume our research. Come on, Nicola, give us all the research. We need it. Okay, time for a break, I suppose. Now, my friends, while Nicola is researching those petroleum rocket for us, I think we can start building the ports. I'm going to have a few unloaders first, and then all the loaders and stuff like that. Now, I'm pretty sure that future me will know what this means, so that I really like. I'm pretty sure this would be enough, but just in case, we are going to have this thing to let me know. Now, when it comes to loaders and unloaders, first I'm going to have the a few gas unloaders for different materials, and after that, let's put the gas loaders in. Gas port rocket loaders. Yeah. Now, the very first few I'm going to make them out of steel, so that they don't melt with the exhaust from the rocket. I can't remember if these things get heated up or not, because there are a few items in the game that no matter how much steam you blast into them, they just don't absorb it. I think gas ports, like regular ports, are one of them, but just in case I am wrong, I'm going to make the very first 4 out of steel, and then the rest, like, I don't know, let's make them out of copper, because that's what we have more available. Now I'm going to leave 3 gas intakes already built, because I know I'm going to need them. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Once we get into the late game, you need those gas ports. So we have 2 outputs, 3 inputs. Now let's do the same for the pumps. However, we are not going to have as many inputs. I would say liquid port loader, meaning inputs. So let's get the unloaders first. Let's say 2 loaders, 2 unloaders in this case, and then 2 additional ones of these ones for input. Perfect. And then we have the final thing which is the solid stuff. Unloaders, let's say 3 of them, and loaders... I think we are not going to be loading too much, but still I'm going to put 2 loaders in. And this is going to be all the ports that I'm pretty sure we are going to need. However, I'm probably going to bite my words, because I'm just going to build more gas intakes in the future. I like, it's there is like a 75% chance more gas intakes are going to be required, but still, from an early examination, I'm pretty sure all of this is going to be more than sufficient. My friends, let me tell you, I really want to start railing stuff all over the place, but we don't have the materials. I really can't like afford to just build a billion rails and consume all of our materials. That's really unfortunate, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I kinda just want to make to kinda get the refined what? Refined carbon and ceramic going, especially the ceramic, because it takes a long time to convert all your clay into ceramic, and we are going to need it, but I just can't automate the process just yet, so the ceramic will wait, but a few kilograms of refined carbon are required, so I'm just going to do those by hand for now, and then once we start getting those materials into the colony, I will just rail all the stuff. Now, my friends, I kind of wanted to insulate this area because I didn't want the cold temperature that we have over here to bleed into our map. However, I just remembered a very interesting phenomenon. Like I said in previous episodes, I want to exhaust all of this yucky stuff out of the map. That's why I have this cute little system that allows us to vent the garbage slowly but steadily without using any power to do so. Whenever we get carbon dioxide over here, I will just close it. However, there is one interesting thing. Carbon dioxide condensates relatively at a relatively low temperature, or high temperature in this case, which is lower than we have over here, which means the carbon dioxide will rise up, absorb the cold, and then condensate and come back down, absorbing heat along the way, and then once again turning into gas in its gas form and rising up slowly and steadily, only to do everything again. That is going to slowly but steadily start to increase the temperature of this area, which is something that we kind of want. And the cool thing about this is that you can clearly see where the carbon dioxide is turning from its liquid form into its gas form, because there is this cold pocket right in here, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. So pretty much our bottleneck right now is the applied science research. We're not going to get anywhere anytime soon because our radiation sources are very limited and we don't get any whiz-worthy, Jesus. Oh well. Now, I can see that we have a Rocketeer dupe over here with building and digging, which is like that kind of things that we like. And he is quick learner plus germ resistance. You know what? I think we have a good candidate over here for a Rocketeer dupe. Let me think about it. You know what, my friends, I think Trevaldo will be welcome on our colony, because like I said, we need Rocketeer dupes with secondary skills. We are also going to need just trucker dupes just to do random digging missions and transporting missions, but other than just those dupes, we also need diggers and builders. I think that Trevaldo will be a very useful addition to our colony. And now, my friends, I think that Trevaldo will be most useful right away, because let's first just give him the opportunity of piloting rockets, because, well, I'm pretty sure that Trevaldo can produce databanks. I don't think you need any specific kind of skill in order to produce them, which means that while Nicola stays on the planet doing research, Trevaldo can go into space and collect us some databanks. So how about we give it a try? Let's change the crew from Nicola into Trevaldo. Let's change our destination and call in the crew. If I had a manual generator on the rocket, Trevaldo would be starting to train his athletic skills. Unfortunately, we don't have even space to think about it. So, yeah. His athletics are going to be a tad bit on the downside. But, he's going to be on his first official mission. The game even lagged a little bit. There we go, and if I go over here, yep, Trafaldo is now operating that machine and producing us a bunch of databanks. Now, my friends, our petroleum reserves are starting to dwindle, which is less than ideal. However, past me already saw this one coming. So what we have over here is a secondary water line that goes all the way over into the teleporter so that we can send water into the other planet to be used to extract petroleum, in this case crude oil. However, we are going to have a safety system that will not allow us to send all of our water, right? We are only going to be able to, well, this one is only temporary for me to activate the line because right now we really need the petroleum, but in theory we should only be able to send water if we are above a certain level. This is to prevent us sending all of our water and having none over here should we need to. Alright, my friends, so a few cycles in and we are already producing a bunch of petroleum again. It took like 2 or 3 cycles just to fill up all of this, and yeah, we are sending more water than we are consuming, which is just fantastic. I'm pretty sure we won't have to worry too much about water reserves this time, as long as we can keep this bad boy over here filled up, which I believe is like it's going to be the case. We have plenty of all kinds of water ready to be converted, so I don't think we are going to run into too many issues. Well, my friends, because we don't have eternity to wait for all these rad bolts to be completed, I think I'm going to go back to the radiation lamp, and I'm also going to activate this rad bolt generator so that we are producing a bunch of rad bolts. Look, we are still just missing so many. It's like ridiculous. So because we still have a little bit of uranium left, it's not like we are going to use this to make anything else. We can use that to create radiation for now so that we can get some of those sciences, these more expensive ones such as the high velocity destruction, improved hydrocarbon propulsion, and maybe this one, although this one is not as important, but still a little bit important. All the other ones we can wait a little bit to get them. They are not top priority, but yeah, these two researchers are very, very important. Because they use a bunch of rad thingies. How about we make the radiation lamp once again? Okay, my friends, so the rad lamp is once again active. As we can see, this thing is now producing 1000 rad bolts per cycle, and this one is producing 500 rad bolts per cycle. I'm pretty sure we are going to speed up our research considerably using this, although, yeah, we are quote-unquote wasting a few materials, but oh well, it is what it is, we can deal with that. Well, my friends, I told you that I... What? No. How did you get yourself trapped in there, Helly? Could you please... yeah, there was the notification. The game just didn't make a sufficient enough thing about it. Come on, Ellie, get out of there. No. Before you do something that I am going to hate you forever for doing, please take the suit right now. Yep, and now you can put it back again if you so desire. Yeah, she's not going to do that. Oh well, we can just sweep the suit now. So yeah, if like this happened, always take the suit before you let the dupe back into the back into the airlock, because otherwise once they remove the suit, the pee is going to go all over the place, and in this case would just make a complete mess of the entire base. This way Ellie just had to deal with a little bit of vacuum, yucky stuff, and carbon dioxide. You know, just something pretty normal for a dupe. Now, my friends, speaking about dupes, Bubbles over here, she's a very interesting dupe, I have to admit. Rocketry plus building. The kind of skills that we are looking for a rocketeer with a secondary skill. However, the traits that she has make her even more attractive because skilled in plumbing, which means that Bubbles can empty pipes right off the bat. We don't need to take her up into that, get the negative consequences that come from that, you know, the morale hit. which is just, you know, fantastic. You know what? Bubbles, I'm going to print you right now, and that way you are going to be able to train a little bit before you go on your space missions. However, you will have to sleep in a cot because we don't have a room for you. Okay, my friends, so I think it is time for us to build something for our dupes to entertain themselves. Last time I built them a disco and they just ignored me, so I got a little bit upset with that. This time, no disco, just a jukebox and a soda fountain. This is usually what I go for because it's, well, it's pretty easy. Soda fountain needs carbon... Oh, okay then. I thought it needed a canister of carbon dioxide and not an injection of carbon dioxide. I forgot. So, okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm a dum-dum. It's a liquid intake pipe, not a gas pipe. Okay, so we need to put water in there. Yeah, water line. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit inconvenient, but that's fine. That's fine. We can deal with that. Well, my friends, even with the radiation lamp, this applied science research is taking a sweet time getting done, let me tell you. Yeah, I think it's probably for the best to send some dupes over here to start doing some work over on this side. After all, there is plenty of wizards that we could take advantage of in this side of the map, and we can't have Marie do that because she can't even mine through pretty much nothing. So yeah, maybe I send some berry sludge this way and some extra dupes. Alright, so first we are going to request some berry sludge, but as per usual, our dupes always like to mess things up, so we need to pay very close attention to who picks us up the berry sludge and who is delivering it, because once we go over here and untick this, the dupes will drop the berry sludge on the floor and just leave it there. So how about we don't let them do that, because it's kind of disgusting to leave your berry sludge laying around in your industrial area. Well, luckily for me, one dupe just picked up all of the berry sludge and yeah, put it over there in one go. Now we have 1 billion calories of berry sludge over on this side, which means we can start sending dupes without thinking too much about food and stuff like that. I think I'm going to send Gossman once again, given that she's not doing anything in... Where is the freaking teleporter? It's over here. I'm going to send Gossman because we need someone to mine through stuff. So Gossman, how about you come over here, please? Let's teleport her into the other side. Whoa, okay, that was interesting. And now we unequip the suit. We don't need more suits over on this side. And now Gossman can start finally digging all of this stuff out. So, our objective in coming over here is to pretty much just dig out part of this ice biome so that we can get the wizards that we need. We kind of want to discover this thing and uncover this volcano. And this volcano over here. We need to see what kind of resources we have available on this side, and we need to start exploiting them, given that we are kinda low on resources, but I'm pretty sure that this doesn't have anything major. No, we have a carbon dioxide, natural gas, liquid sulfur. Yeah, like, the resources available over here are pretty dull. The sulfur and the natural gas are nice, I suppose. But, you know, other than that, it's like, whatever. I don't even, like, yeah. I think Travaldo is getting a stroke, my friends. Travaldo, are you feeling okay, my friend? Okay, I think it's time for you to return back into the planet. I think I am good on the databank front for a little while. Let's just land the rocket and let Travaldo do his thing. I think the insulation of space is not... it's not going well for him. He needs dupe interaction. Now, my friends, a few episodes ago, or in the previous episode, I can remember, when we built the tubes, I remember perfectly that we had an average travel time of 62%. So it was somewhere around this part. Now, we need to give some time before the graph becomes apparent, like the difference, but we went from an average of 62 to, you know, somewhere around 50%, 40%. So if you ask me, the tubes are totally worth it. Okay, so over here we have disappointing. Yeah, 500. Yeah, yeah. Forget about that. You can forget about that. Okay, so hopefully the next. Let me see, igneous rock. Close that off. Hopefully the next volcano is a tad bit more useful. If this one is the one of the natural gas, maybe that could be really good because this ambient over here is really cold, and so we would not have a lot of troubles taming this vent over here. But still, we need to find out first what we are against up. Sorry guys, we have to find out what we have over here. Now, coming back into the planet, well, we can keep moving and building more stuff for our rocket port, right? Now, we know that we are going to need water, a lot of water, and we know that these temperatures are not exactly water friendly. Even if we have the best insulated pipes in the game, this temperature will eventually freeze the water, and we don't want that. We need to create a special. Oh, that's fine. We need to create a special room over here where it's going to be completely insulated. We are going to put space heaters inside of it to control its temperature, and a few liquid shutoffs so that we only send water and receive water whenever we need it, so that we don't have any water in the pipes coming into this chamber or coming out of this chamber towards the spaceport. Oh, finally, my friends, we got the big engines. I was starting to think that we were not going to get them this episode. But this means that we can finally start working on that drill cone. We already have a few data banks laying around the base, so we'll have enough for that. I think, how many do we have? 156? Okay, maybe not. Maybe we might need a few more, but Travaldo will go into space and fabricate more for us. The important part is that we can now, finally, after all of this time, where are they? Build some of these big bad boys. Look at that, they are just absolutely beautiful. And then, oh no, don't tell me that I don't have the large fuel tanks. Yes, we have large fuel tanks. We built 2 of these, bam, bam. And a large solid oxidizer tank on top of that. This is our propelling unit. The remaining of the space, we can just feed it with whatever we feel like it. The very first rocket that we are going to build, I think it's going to be an exploration rocket with data bank fabrication capabilities, so that we can both explore space, see what all of these anomalies are, and produce some data banks at the same time. Oh wow, really? Really? Oh, okay. Okay. Really, this planet is just yucky when it comes to volcanoes. We have a minor volcano right in the middle of our ice biome. Yeah, like, I have to be honest. Like, I thought this was the volcano, right? Because it's in the respective biome, so it makes sense. Because, well, the thingy tells us that we have natural gas and liquid sulfur. Yet, I see nothing. And this is just, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so this planet clearly is here just for the oil, and we are not going to get anything else out of it, because, yeah, there is none. None to be had over here. But well, my friends, I suppose that resource-wise we'll have to find them somewhere else. Now, when it comes to our special chamber to house in the water, I think we are done. I just need to insulate that, make sure that our dupes cannot access this chamber, because, well, the difference in temperatures would just, well, render this chamber useless the second they open that door. And we don't want that. However, we still want to have that manual airlock over there for future maintenance. We just need to break these things, and at least that is going to help out a little bit, right? In any case, let's connect this. Right, so pretty much we are going to heat up the chamber first before we request the water. However, because of the automation that we have over here, we won't have to worry about that too much, because we only will be requesting water once the temperature has reached its set threshold of 10 degrees. We use a NOT gate over here to convert this signal into a red signal, preventing the water from being pumped, and then that red signal is sent all the way over here into this liquid shutoff. This liquid shutoff, well, as you might imagine, is going to control the flow of water from our main water line into these thingies and into the controlled temper chamber, and then these liquid shutoffs over here are going to control the water flow into our starport over here. We have two inputs. Yeah, we have two inputs over here, and therefore we have two liquid shutoffs, each one with their respective liquid reservoir. And I am a dummy that forgot to build the freaking pipes over there. That is going to be, like, less than ideal. What? Okay, this is new. Holy smokes. Okay, okay, thank you, game, thank you. This is a very interesting, shall we say, artistic thingy, well, my friends, the episode is almost up, and I think it is fitting for us to send Travaldo back into space to get us a few extra databanks. After all, this rocket is not, well, it's not long for this world, shall we say. Now that we have finally something far better, we just need to finish its setup. It's just that the research took a little bit longer than I was anticipating. And because of that, you know, I will have to leave this rocket for the next episode. But that's fine, that's fine. We got a lot of progress done this episode anyway, so let's begin the launch sequence. I really love this, especially because it's probably one of the last times we are ever going to see this rocket lift off. The next time it should be something far more spectacular than just a measly carbon dioxide rocket, although we can't say bad of this rocket. It has helped us a lot. But well, my friends, this cycle is almost up, and so is this episode. But before we go, let's just take a look at the piping for our boosters. It's going to be precisely the same for all of them. We have a pipe going in through the inputs and then coming out with the, shall we say, remaining petroleum that is not going to be used. We don't want to have any fluids in the pipes in this area because exhaust from the rockets is pretty toasty, so we want to evacuate everything that we have in the pipes before we do any rocket launches. And so this is what, you know, this is going to look for. All the rockets are going to have their input lines, and then the output lines are going to output the remaining petroleum into a common exhaust line that is then going to be reunited with the storage over here. And that's one of the reasons why in our automation we are not reading the signal from this reservoir but this one instead, so that we always have an empty reservoir ready to receive the petroleum from the exhaust line. But well, my friends, I think that the good rocket launches will have to be something for the next episode for future me to enjoy, and I'm going to enjoy it, trust me. In this episode we got a lot of things done, especially when it comes to research. We finally got this thing kicking into high gear, so that we get all the good researches that we need, and then we'll get the other ones over time. There is no point in rushing some of the other stuff. And over here into this planet we got to discover what the planet has to offer us, which is not a lot. We have a minor volcano, carbon dioxide, and the natural gas geyser is over here where the minor volcano should be. But well, it's one of those things. I suppose that we can always take advantage of it and pipe it back into the main colony. So many things to do, my friends, but all of that for future me. But with all of that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye.